Hi, and welcome back to Penguin's View. Today, sort of a review, but way more of a rant about a show that I used to love. Note the used to. The show in question is called 911, a program that follows a fire station with their paramedics and also a police officer in Los Angeles. Yep. Enjoyed the program. Now, let me be blunt. Normally, I don't do spoilers. There will be spoilers in this. So if you don't want spoilers, don't watch it. Although you might get the information from the end of this not to watch it anyway. Anyway, I digress. So I have enjoyed the program and its spin-off, 911 Lone Star, which sadly has ended. I'm also enjoying the new one, which is 911 Nashville. I've only watched 3 episodes so far. Enjoying that one. As much for the country music as anything else, but there we go. At the end of the last series of normal 911, the fire captain, the much beloved character of Bobby Nash, was killed off in the second weirdo storyline of the season. Yeah, a storyline that could be classed as a bit iffy at best. I mean, they started off the series by transporting killer bees through the city in the daytime. They had 2 episodes of the killer bees, and then suddenly they just seemed to disappear without a further mention, or hardly a further mention. Yeah. Anyway, Bobby got killed off, and frankly, like many, I thought this would end the series completely. I mean, what you have to consider is the first network they were on dropped them anyway, and they were picked up by another TV station. So they must have thought that the storylines were getting a bit weaker. So there we are. But I've got to say, this series is taking this to a whole new level of ridiculousness. It's stupid. Okay. How about this? A police officer, no spring chicken one, I can tell you, and a paramedic, a big girl, shall we say, let's be generous and try not to be insulting, end up going into space. No, okay, probably no worse than Katy Perry going into space, although they didn't kiss the ground when they got back, at least not as far as I'm aware. Anyway, there we go. But there was a solar storm that destroyed all the satellites from this one particular company, but only this one particular company. And this caused the spacecraft to have problems. But even worse than that, back on the ground, the AI hospital surgeons, robots, went on the rampage. I mean, seriously, come on. To save all their lives, they ended up getting them to dock with the International Space Station. Yeah, getting a little bit more far-fetched, yeah. But believe me, it's going to get worse. Once they were on the space station, they found one of the astronauts there was injured. So the paramedic shouts to one of them to get the med kit, first aid kit, if you like, and Surprisingly, having never been on the International Space Station before, they knew exactly where it was. Weird. But it gets even worse than that. And that was the fact that the police officer ended up having to do a spacewalk and repair the robotic arm so that they could get home safely. I mean, seriously. They had a writer's strike the other year because they wanted them to have more pay. Well, if this is what they're writing, they should give the pay back. Sorry, but that's how I feel. I mean, come on, if this is the best they could come up with, they shouldn't have done another series. It's farcical and beyond the realms of believability. Yeah, okay. So it's an action drama, you need action. And they've had floods and tsunamis and all the lot, all the bit, earthquake. Yeah, I get that. But they're sort of feasible, but going into space, yeah, I'm sorry. I've gone from being an avid viewer to somebody who would frankly rather watch paint dry, as it would be less of a waste of time. So the TV station channel need to kill this series off. It needs to be ended. I mean, I don't know how they could make this even more ridiculous. I mean, they had another episode which was like the Poseidon adventure. Yeah, they did that as well. Anyway, sorry about that. Rant is over. And for me, watching 911 is over. Nashville, I will continue. Anyway, so until the next one, TTFN.